Hi guys, I'm Laura Vitale, and on this episode of Laura in the Kitchen, we're making a classic, easy, gorgeously spiced gingerbread loaf. I love a gingerbread for this time of the year. It feels just like the kind of perfect thing to kick off the holiday season because it will make your home smell divine. So I've got my oven preheated to 350. We're gonna roll that into this, and it's really so easy, but it tastes like one of the most delicious things, especially around this time of year. It's just a must-have. Then I have a 9x5-inch loaf pan that I've sprayed with nonstick spray and layered with just a little bit of parchment paper. Makes it easier to get it out. Then we have brown sugar. We have a combination of all-purpose flour, ground cloves, nutmeg, cinnamon, ginger, baking powder, baking soda, and salt, eggs, milk, molasses, unsulfured molasses. We need some sour cream. We have some orange. We have some butter. We have some vanilla. And it is going to be the most flavorful, delicious, and it makes your whole house smell incredible, which is maybe, apart from the taste, it may be my favorite part of this whole thing because I know that if I make this, then my house will smell like the holidays. So, in a bowl, I'm just going to make this with a handheld electric whisk, but you can make this in your standing mixer or just by hand. Whatever your heart desires. I hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving, by the way. I loved seeing how many of you tagged me in your post of making Laura in the Kitchen recipes for the holiday season. I think this was the most I've ever been tagged. I saw so many familiar dishes, always the same recurring ones, which is kind of my favorite thing because I love the tradition of Thanksgiving, and I love that you shared that with me. So thanks for that. I hope it was a great one. Go ahead and combine the butter and the sugar until it's nice and combined and fluffy. I'm gonna go ahead and scrape the sides of the bowl, and now I'm going to add the eggs, vanilla, and some orange zest. Now I know orange zest is not something most people use in their gingerbread, but I really hope you give that a try because it somehow mixes with the cinnamon and the cloves and the ginger, and it is just magical. So I always like to add like the zest of a half of an orange, and it's perfect every single time. Not too much because again, it's not a citrus cake, but that echo of citrus and orange really does make everything taste so deliciously festive. We have eggs, some vanilla extract, of course. We are baking after all. And now just mix it until it's well combined. Fantastico. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and add the molasses. Always use unsulfured molasses. When you use, sometimes if you use like regular molasses, like sulfured molasses, it has a little bit of a chemical taste to it. So that's why I always use unsulfured. It's definitely, to me, it definitely makes a difference. And then I'm gonna mix together my dry ingredients because as soon as I'm just gonna give them a quick little mixeroo because as soon as I add my molasses and sour cream and get those quickly mixed in, then I will add the dry ingredients along with my milk. The sour cream just provides lovely moisture to your cake, and it just makes it the most delicious, fluffy, moist gingerbread loaf ever. Add your dry ingredients and your milk and keep whisking until it's combined. Once you have it just about fully combined, it's worth finishing it with a spatula so that you don't run the risk of over mixing and then developing the gluten and getting a really tough, chewy gingerbread loaf, because that's not what we want here. Add that to your pan. Look at that. It looks like espresso mousse or something, doesn't it? It smells so divine. This is going to bake in a 350 oven for, I would say, around 50 minutes to an hour. If you feel like the top is getting too dark, which typically doesn't, but if it could, that could happen, then you can just tent the top lightly with some foil and you will be fine for the remainder of the time that it needs to bake. But for the most part, it's fine to be in there for about an hour or until it's fully cooked through. I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. All right, my loaf was in the oven for about, I would say, it took about 50 minutes. Definitely keep an eye on it. You don't want to overcook it. You don't want to burn it. All that molasses will burn if you don't keep an eye on it and if you overcook it. So you want to keep an eye on that. How many times can I say keep an eye? Anyway, I like to dust it with lots of powdered sugar. You can also make a glaze. I just think that it's unnecessary. Like, look how gorgeous that interior is, okay? I just feel like if you make a glaze, there's already so much sweetness going on that to me, it's really unnecessary. And you know that if I say it's unnecessary, that's gotta mean something. You know what I mean? But I do love an extra cap, you know, a layer on top of powdered sugar. Oh, I mean, it is so good. Not much to say. The texture is perfect. It is not too sweet at all. The spices are phenomenal. That orange makes the spices come to life, which is what I want. You don't necessarily like taste a lot of orange, but it makes the spices really bloom and come to life. It is perfection, and your house will smell like the best candle shop on planet Earth. Go to laurainthekitchen.com for the written recipe. And I want to say, if you're not a big molasses fan like I'm not, you will love this recipe because it uses just enough to give it that distinctive gingerbread flavor, but it doesn't linger. The flavor doesn't just overpower. It is phenomenal. laurainthekitchen.com for the recipe. Hope you enjoy spending time with me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.